With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Hello, Rhoda, and welcome to Unstoppable Purpose in Motion, brought to you by us here on INCRadio, Washington, D.C. Now, this morning's discussion is going to be about having that sustainable momentum and knowing how to refuel. We'd love for our live chat to join us as well in our discussion, because together we can inspire and learn from one another, and at the same time, celebrate the journey we're in. Now, with me today is my lovely co-hosts. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, everyone. I am Nidell, and I'm wearing purple.
Hi, I'm Jaster. I'm wearing gray.
Oh, so we're doing okay.
Hi,
we're doing
I'm
something.
Elisa. I'm wearing green.
Hi, I forgot to introduce myself at the beginning. Hi, I'm your host for today, Lionel, and I'm wearing blue. Love the energy this morning. So, before we get to our spotlight question for today's broadcast, let's also introduce those who will be our comment reader for today, and as well, like, who's in the live chat.
Hello, this is Yvette, and I'm wearing green. We would like to say in the chat, Brother Casidni Santos, good morning to all of our brethren and viewers. Kamashel Santos,
Good morning, Paul.
good po to all our viewers po. Ka William Barrera, good morning and happy viewing po to all unstoppable brethren in the Washington, D.C. Mid-Atlantic. Hashtag Baltimore, hashtag unstoppable.
Hello.
We have a lot of viewers this morning, so back to you.
Yeah, I saw there's one from Bowie. I saw one from Temple Hills. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all so much for joining. Now, for our spotlight question for today that we want to ask everyone, as I guess we'll also have that as well, is how do you like to recharge? Let's give the chat while we're giving the chat to catch up and type in their answers, and we'd always love to hear from you guys. I want to hear from here in the studio. How do you like to recharge?
So ideally, in my brain and my goal is to go work out. That's what's ideal, but I don't do that. What I do instead is I go shopping.
So you work out your wallet.
Yeah,
I'm working on it. But yeah, that's what I do.
The wallet loses weight.
I've never heard that before. I need to trade spots with my wallet. Anyway, but that's what I do. Yeah. How about you guys?
honestly, when I'm at work, I'm like running around, moving a lot of stuff, doing a lot of like heavy lifting. So I kind of like to just chill when I get home. So I know I play some video games with my friends and stuff like that, and that's pretty fun because like it builds our relationships and everything. So it's pretty fun.
That's a good one. Mine, I've mentioned mine before, but I do love coffee. I need that caffeine. If I don't get enough sleep, I love sleep as like for me a way to recharge. But if I don't get that, then an alternative will be caffeine. Yeah, that's true.
Nice. For me, the way I like to recharge is so similar to Jay Sir. I'm like moving around constantly, always walking around the office and stuff like that. And so when I get home, I just want to be able to like sit for like a good 15, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, who knows. And just, I wanted to get more into reading because, we don't really read as much.
It's true.
So I'm like scrolling through my news feeds, checking those, also reading some like online comics. It's a whole world of just reading. Do you guys remember when you had to read for school?
Yeah, for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually miss it. I always tell myself like I want to read more this year, but I'm like, how many pages in my book? And it's not even a lot of pages.
Yeah, like even like before even going like starting school, like oh you have to do here are your summer reading things that you have to read over the summer so that we
Yeah.
can discuss it when we get to start school.
Mm-hmm.
Never do that anymore.
That was the same for me. I was really encouraged because of the pizza coupon prizes that I
Oh,
get.
the competitions,
The
like who
personal
can read
pizza.
who can read the most books, and each book had like a certain number of
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Some of those books that we had were assigned to read though were actually pretty good. So I think that's enough time to give our live chatters some time to answer the question of how do you like to recharge?
So, Brother Brian Torres says, vacation recharged me.
Ooh.
Oh,
Um,
good.
Brother William Barrera says, nap time in between, especially during lunch.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
midday naps.
And for me personally, I recharge by walking my dog outside and getting some sunlight.
Oh yes, getting sunlight. Yeah.
sunlight, especially
Sunlight,
nowadays.
definitely, yeah.
Do you know what? This past Friday that was yesterday. This past Thursday, I was working and there's a window in front of me so I can see the sunlight and when it goes away. And the sun was already gone by 3. Yeah, I was really sad. So when you see sunlight, make sure to catch it before it goes down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah, like because I go into the office pretty early
Yeah, same.
and I leave pretty late.
Mhm.
So now it's starting to become that season where I go in before the sun rises and I leave after the sun sets.
Yeah, I hate that.
So-
It's like it's always dark whenever you're outside.
Yeah. So now I gotta make sure get some walks in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a recap for a little bit for our last week's discussion of growing forward and giving back. So I want to ask everyone, what habits do we have that keep us energized that may leave an impact to those around you? I think one of the things I thought of when I was thinking about this is saying good morning. Good morning to everyone, saying hi to everyone, even if you're just passing by in the hall.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, they might need that little like, oh, hey, I feel seen. It can really make or break someone's day.
That's true. Because sometimes when I'm driving to work, I'm already like dreading it. 'Cause yeah. And then when I walk in to greet my coworkers, it's like, oh, it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the same as for school. I don't know if this was you guys too, but back then, like in high school, I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna talk to anyone. I'm not in a good mood today. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're like laughing with your friends. So
Yeah.
yeah, a simple good morning can lead to a good day.
Yeah, for me, I like to encourage my coworkers like, hey, let's go do something. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go upstairs and get some coffee. Like just like to move, kind of like
Yeah.
the very beginning of the day, just so that you can get your blood pumping, kind of thing.
That's true.
Yeah, same for me in regards to my coworkers. My coworkers are all surprisingly very healthy. And I think I am easily influenced with like positivity.
Yeah.
So they're always like, since you're new here, we like to go out to walk at least once a month during our break. So
Aw, they make you feel included.
yes, they're
That's
so
nice.
nice. So shout out to you. But yeah, taking those walks during random part of your day is really important. Have your mind flowing and like we said, get that sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes at work, you'd make that one person job into a 2-person job just so you can have like,
Oh yeah.
just a little bit of like social interaction.
That's
so
true.
it helps the day go by a lot faster,
That's true.
especially if you're just like talking on the side while working. I think also some of those who are in the chat are saying of how they would like to recharge is I think I saw someone says relax and watch my favorite YouTube channels. For sure, it's INCRadio, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one, I think it says, what was it? I used to get in the car and just drive and listen to music. I think music is a really
Ooh.
good way to help recharge, especially like when you're working on something
Or no music.
or in our
Is-
music. Sometimes
yeah.
like with all the noise.
Yes.
Where the office that I work in is pretty loud with all the machinery and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes what I started doing is I started bringing my noise canceling headphones.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
And have you heard about God's music? Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah.
It's-
Hey, so go check out INC original music on YouTube and Spotify.
And that too.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Yeah. I was
I have
actually
a
gonna.
playlist of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they have some pretty good music.
Yeah, it's really inspiring.
Do we have any others, Yvette, on the live chat?
Oh, yes, we do. We have Allison Mojica. It depends. Sometimes I want to rot in bed after a long week of work, but other times spending time with my family and friends will recharge me. From Sister Grace Galarpe, it says, take a break, breathe in and out, and close your eyes for a couple seconds. Then walk a couple of minutes before going back to work. Sister Arlene Ocampo says, I like to chill and listen to music. If I lived near the beach, I'd make my way there every day.
The beach would be
Yeah.
nice.
Beach is always so
Yeah.
great.
That'd be
Beach is
fun.
nice.
Besides the water.
So going back to what we were talking about is, trying to help improve someone's day now this is one of the deeper questions that we talked about last week was, what has helping someone taught you about yourself? I think for me, I think what I said is that, it makes me feel good when I help someone else, right? And then in the hopes of that kindness, they sort of pay it forward. Trying to, I think, what did we say last week? Have the kindness be infectious or something along the lines of that. So then that way, with all the things that are going on in the world today, right? Spreading a little bit of positivity can really go like a long way.
A long way.
Yeah.
I
How about
think I
you
said
guys?
the same thing too. Like I realized that when it comes to helping, you don't really have to tell anyone you did this, and then you don't even have to have people around you if you really want to help others.
Yeah, like self gratification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, look at me, I'm helping someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, what I think is that like it showed me that I'm actually really outgoing. Because before, as I've said a couple episodes ago, like I was like an introvert. But then like when I actually started like helping people, like, oh, I'm actually not introvert. I'm very, very extroverted.
That's true.
That's true. You do have to have a certain personality to want to help all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because some people who want to help probably can't because they have that social anxiety.
They're trying to approach that
Yeah.
person.
I might be
yeah.
bothering them. I
Yeah.
might do the wrong thing. But yeah, I would have to say the same thing about being extroverted too. I also learned that it's fun. I find it enjoyable to help, like what you said. It makes my day to help somebody else. If I'm not happy, at least I made somebody else happy, and then
True.
Yeah.
it keeps
Yeah.
being infectious. So
Yeah.
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 And I mean, something that you mentioned was actually interesting is that you said you need to have a certain personality. I think it also comes down to building that habit and having that discipline of being kind.
that's true.
Because it's something that we can all learn, right? It all starts with a topic that we discussed before is our mindset.
Yeah.
And now with our with that, talking about our mindset, transitioning to our actual topic, is when do you feel your best? When you're going nonstop or when you have time and space to breathe? I think for me, it's a little bit of both. I think it really depends. I think the more comfortable of a topic that I am talking about or like doing, that will give me the momentum. Like, okay, I can do this. I know I can do this. I can go nonstop. Sometimes it happens at work where I'm just like so engrossed in what I'm doing that it's already midday. I
Oh,
thought
you
it was
don't
just
realize,
8 o'clock, right? Last time I
Yeah.
looked at the clock, it was 8. Now it's midday. People are going to lunch. Again, I smell the food of people's lunches,
Yeah.
right? And other times where, like when you are, maybe you're new to a topic. Sometimes you want to go try a little bit. All right, come back and then leave for a bit. Come back, do a little bit more, and then when you hit that wall, okay, I'll switch to something else,
Yeah.
and then come back to it later. How about you? Like, when do you feel your best?
I feel like with me, like what you said, it's both for me. Like when when it's something I really like to do, like I can do it nonstop. Like
Yeah.
I can do it like no sleep. I can go on and on. But it's when something I'm not really it could be something I'm not good at, or it's not really interesting to me. I'm like, oh, I need a break. Yeah. So it's a little bit of both.
Yes, and suddenly it's 1:30 a.m. You're still scrolling
Yeah.
through forums, trying to figure out
Drinking your
why
coffee.
why does this thing not work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about like when you edit your videos?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
for me, I'm like, at first I'm like, when I start getting into it, at first I'm like, okay, I need a break. I don't even know how this is gonna form. But then when I know how I want my videos to end up looking, I'm like, oh, I need to keep doing this. Like sometimes I remember one time I edited this video from like 11 to 6 p.m. maybe without
Wow.
eating. I was in the room for a long time, and I didn't realize, I didn't notice the time because I was like so into it.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I think that's that goes along with when when something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
It's sort of
Yeah.
like you start to become like tunnel vision on
Mhm.
like I know what I know what I want it to look like,
Mhm.
right?
But then you do have those days when you are interested in the activity, but you're not as motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So those are the times when it gets really hard, when you're not as motivated to do that task.
Mhm.
How about for you?
I think for me, if it's like one singular task, I can go nonstop. But then if there's like multiple tasks, I have to like stop and like, okay, what do I do next?
You got to
Yeah.
one of the things you got to prioritize a little
like
bit.
like take a break. Like, okay, what do I do next? And then I have to like put a list down. kinda.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was
So I have to stop.
Yeah, like I just remembered, but I was into video editing a lot back then, but I kind of lost that spark or like that motivation to create something. I mean, it's kind of coming back now, but yeah, it really took me a while to be on my creative side again, because stuff, you get busy and like. Oh, I don't want to always mention this. I don't always want to mention this, but with my dad passing, I was like, I don't even want to do anything anymore. But it starts coming back. That spark and interest comes back.
Taking one step at a time.
Time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you see that you've tried, but you don't see that progress, I think the fact that you tried is progress.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I try to remind myself whenever I'm doing something super hard and defeating. I always think, okay, what did I do to try to accomplish
Mm-hmm.
this task? And the fact that I tried, I do that a lot because I feel like I work really slow compared to others when it comes to like paperwork or physical exercise. But the fact that, I've tried one time, hey, that's progress. Okay,
That's
just
true.
take it one day at a time. You shouldn't like have to. I've heard that you shouldn't do a marathon if you didn't train for it,
Mhm.
right? Because
Yeah.
it's not good for your health. So that
Yeah.
I think that it really applies to like life too.
Yeah.
You can't just jump to get there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to take it one day at a time. You to
Mhm.
do like what? I think you try to do like a mile
Yeah.
at a time,
Mhm.
and then you eventually have you
Probably
like
less.
even your yeah,
Let's
even
start with
your,
something more. Let's be more realistic, okay?
even your pace.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you have to take it slow first.
Mm-hmm. And it's something like the saying goes, right? A journey of 1,000 steps starts with the first one, right? That's how we sort of start with the first step, and the next step, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then when we're like in the middle of our journey, when we stop, and I think to help us sort of realign ourselves with what we're doing is take a look back and sort of reflect on where we are versus from when we started. I think that'll also be like, wow, I never thought I'd be here. For me, it's was it when I was in college? I was like, man, this is so hard. I'm starting to like it's so hard. Like going through all these classes, doing all the it's like I'm barely getting it. But then now I look back and I'm like, yeah, I think the younger version of myself would be kind of proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I was able to make it. So with those, consecutive steps that we take is like one small habit you use to reset during a busy week.
shop.
Shop.
Look at that. I say it so
Do you shop
repetitively. but-
online or like in
No, I like to go in person. I used to actually like to go
I like going
online.
in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get that whole in-person experience, talking to people.
Oh.
I like to observe my surroundings and
Mhm.
just be like, oh, that person's wearing a really cool shirt. I
That's
want that
true.
shirt. Or it's just like interactions
Like,
like
oh.
that.
Just looking through clothes.
Yeah,
physically.
and you can actually like
Yeah.
try it
Try it
on
on.
or something, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my mindset, unfortunately, is like, what if, God forbid, you can't go to the store physically because of a pandemic or,
That's
or
true.
something
yeah.
like before, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know that the pandemic was gonna happen,
That's
and
true.
then we were like, wow, I
Took it for granted.
took it for granted.
Yeah.
So I think, of course, that time was very unfortunate, but it helped me become more grateful for every
Aw,
day.
I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And really appreciate. I think it's a reminder.
Yeah. Like you really don't really appreciate something until it's gone.
Yeah.
That's why, tell your loved ones you love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. You said something that's
Shopping.
Oh, I did want to say, one, I'm more of a window shopper, but yeah, to your point, you do get your steps in while you're going out.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hey, don't influence me now.
you get your exercise.
Lionel said I have to go shopping because I need to get my steps in.
My dad's like, let me get my steps in today. And then she's like at the mall.
But then you need to take my wallet so that.
It's actually something that my parents do. They don't. That my dad is better at it than my mom. My mom will go into the stores. My dad will just walk around the whole mall, get their steps in.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think where they live, there's this big mall where it's just one big loop,
Oh.
and they just walk around.
Yeah, those outlet
smart,
malls are
actually.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because it's
the out-
outside,
outside,
too.
yeah.
Mhm.
But then there's
Also,
food.
There's also
Oh.
food. It's a little reward. I think we have a few responses to what we were talking about. Yvette, what do we got?
So we have Sister Arlene Campo. I feel my best when I'm nonstop, but I do look forward to winding down when the time permits.
You're unstoppable.
We also have Brother Leandro Lasiste. Definitely nice to take a step back and relax, but also leveraging momentum when you're on a roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Sister Alison Mojica again. I feel my best when I'm working on a task nonstop. And once I finish that task, I can finally check that off my list. And I feel good after finishing. It's fulfilling checking off something off my list.
Yes.
And then TJ Bautista says, taking a break after working nonstop makes me feel like I really accomplished something. And Brother Marvin says, if you were 30 failures away from your goal, how fast would you want to fail?
Oh, that is good.
Oh.
That is a good quote. Because, right, we always, one mindset I try to have is, let me just try one more time. Who knows what? Maybe that will be it, right? Like the person that invented the light bulb, they say like, "Oh, you have all these failures."
Yeah.
Like, no, I just found all these ways not to do it, or something. You can correct me in the comments. But it's that mindset of like, I didn't discover like 100 ways to. I didn't fail 100 ways. I just discovered 100 ways of how not to do something, right?
Yeah.
And all of that is like the building blocks, all the experience
Yeah.
that we build up, especially because, life is full of challenges that, we kind of have to go through it in order to see the results that we want. Otherwise, right, there really isn't much growth. So, but there is a difference between quitting and resting. So how do you know the difference between needing to rest and wanting to quit? Or, how do you differentiate between needing rest and wanting to quit?
So I kind of use this a lot when I coach my girls and my volleyball team. Like I can actually see that they're like giving up, and I'm like, do not give up, because like these mistakes are there for a reason. Like you learn from them, so you have to like pick yourself up and not quit. But then, especially like during practice when I'm doing the same thing, I know that like they're tired and they need a break. So then, okay, let's take a mental break. Let's take 5, get some water, take some breaths, and then we'll talk about it. So like I like to like just observe the room kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good coach.
I try.
You need that positivity.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
a coach in any sport.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate those coaches because shout out to Marvin, my husband.
Aw.
I love you. He's behind the TV.
He's our volleyball captain slash coach.
Yes, he's very good. He's a great setter. And I
I can hear him grinning behind the camera.
I hear your smiles. I feel like I did learn like a lot of volleyball in high school and then with friends. But then when Marvin came into my life, I know it's so cheesy.
Oh.
He's a really good teacher.
Mhm.
But and I don't know if you all would agree, but I feel like he was able to insert that positivity and different techniques to help me be a better volleyball player. I don't know about now because I don't do it anymore. But at the time, like last year, I didn't expect myself to grow the way I did. And it showed because his positivity was there, his hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's also it's something that we've talked about before is that emotional support,
Yeah.
the support system that we have, surrounding ourselves with those that want us or wants to see us succeed. I think that is one of our like a greatest motivator
Mm-hmm.
for all of us. How about you all? How do you differentiate between needing rest and wanting to quit?
For me, so needing rest is like you're not gonna quit. No, needing rest is like when you're doing something, you keep trying, but you get so tired, and then you kind of just step back and take a rest, whether physically or mentally. With quitting, when you're trying to do something, and then you quit, you're not gonna do it at all anymore. How do I I'm trying to remember like if I remember quitting something that and then versus like if I just took a
Took a
rest.
break.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you guys recall that moment?
Yes. So there's a lot of times. Like, which one? So when I was in school, I really emphasized to my mom that I really wanted to quit doing my degree because it was just so difficult and learning is hard. And she said, maybe you're just burnt out, which is usually a lot of the times with us. So she says, just take a break, step back, and really hold your devotional prayers. And that's what really helped me know whether to quit or not. I feel like God gives us the picture if it isn't for you.
Yeah.
And at the time, I cried a lot. And I was just like, I don't feel smart as everyone else. What if I can't do it? But then I gave it some time, give it some rest. I slept on it, prayed. I held maybe a week. It could be a month, a whole year of devotional prayer. But having that patience and trusting in God, He'll show you if it's
Yeah.
meant for
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
And it is. And I am in the place where I want to be today with my job and everything. I love it. Love the people that I've met. And if my mom didn't encourage me to have faith, I wouldn't have met the most amazing people in my life. And so prayer and trusting God and what He has for you is really important.
I remember you changed your major. So what made you? I remember like what was that
times.
story like? Because you. I don't want to make it sound negative, but
No,
you like
yeah.
quit those to change into a major you're in now. I mean, like to now, like
I think the reason why I changed my major 3 times. I think at first I was biology, then chemistry. Then I realized I just didn't have any interest in it. It wasn't like the fact that it was hard, but it also didn't make me interested. I was just not interested anymore. And the initial goal was to be an orthodontist, and that I wanted to make people's smiles look good because it made me feel good. I love smiling because of the people who took care of my teeth. And so, I asked for signs like, what can I do? I failed a lot of classes, and it was actually kind of really bad for my mental health. I really didn't know what to do, but I waited and I just tried everything. You just keep having to try the different things that are given to you. You have to have the initiative. You can't just say, "Oh, I tried," but then you really just have to look out for yourself.
And that discipline, right?
It is that discipline. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Especially in colleges, they have those advisors. Do your own research, advocate for yourself, and that's really important. And I eventually was able to find that interest, and that was speech pathology. My aunt showed that to me, and I was like, "Oh, I love that!" And it showed like I like the effect of speech pathology because it helped people communicate in different ways. People who didn't have the words to use to communicate, and so I was like, "Oh, I love that more than like." I mean, smiles are great. I love it, but yeah, I think whatever I gravitated towards or gravitated towards me and the happiness in my brain, that's when I was like, okay, I think this is where God wants me to be.
Oh.
Oh.
So you just need to take a rest before you
Take a rest.
instead of quitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Oh. So I really like that you brought up the topic of burnout because I think it's something that we all can experience. And I did want to share a story of when I was in college as well. I think even from high school. Actually, no, it started in middle school. I wanted to do engineering. I didn't know which one, but then I got into electrical engineering, and so I like electrical engineering. The whole tech stuff fascinates me. But then as I was going through, I started off in community college, and I was like, okay, I have to finish all of these classes so I can transfer to a university, get that 4-year degree, get my bachelor's, graduate, so I can finally go do what I wanted to do. But I think in my impatience, I just kept taking classes after classes across winter, spring, summer, fall for I think 3 years. 3 years straight of classes where I'm just like, so then suddenly I started hitting a bit of a wall. Like I started failing classes, my grades started dropping. And that's when I was like, okay. And I was talking with some of my friends, some of my classmates back then, is when we were starting to like feel a bit of that burnout.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, things aren't going as I planned, right? Right. The normal plan is out of high school, you go to a 4-year college, get your degree, start working. For me, it took me longer than usual because I went through the community college route. I failed some classes, had to retake them. Some of those classes you couldn't take in sequential semesters. So like you'd have to wait a whole year before you can even take that class. So I was like, okay, I need to take a step back because I could feel the burnout coming. Yeah. And so what I did was I prayed. I asked God, what should I do? Like, I really want to get through this, but right now what I'm doing isn't working. And then it came into a time where I think I took my first summer vacation in like 3 years. And all because the class that I wanted to enroll in was canceled for the summer because there wasn't enough people.
No.
So like, okay, I guess that's the answer to my prayer. Take a break, come back.
Yeah.
And then like having that break from that summer break, going, seeing family, seeing friends, really did help in sort of having that reset. So I also want to hear your perspectives as well as even in the live chat I think we have some answers to our previous questions before I get to our lovely co-hosts.
So from Sister Janet Gonzalez, you can quit for a better purpose.
Very true, very true.
And from Brother Leandro Lasiste, resting is a temporary pause. Quitting is a permanent pause.
Yes.
I like those answers.
I really like those. Yeah. So differentiating the needing to rest and wanting to quit is something that as long as we feel like we want to continue doing this, I think that's a pause. I think also on the flip side of it, something I was just thinking about as they were reading it, the comments today is sometimes you may quit something, but then when you come back to it later, like way, way later, you're like, oh, suddenly it all clicks. Suddenly it all works out, because what if you quitting is God's plan for you to go do something else so you can learn about something else?
Ooh,
And then you come back, now you're better equipped for it.
I like that.
You know,
I feel like that applies to friendships, relationships too.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you're like, okay, let's say I was close to this person, and then next thing you know, we just stopped being friends. Not because for a bad reason, but it just so happened that we stopped talking. And then maybe years later, you can come back to that friendship, and then you get way closer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm applying that to Nidell and my sister, because you guys were friends for a while, like growing up, and then later on, you guys stopped talking. I remember that.
that was a weird time. So we were okay. To clarify too, we were really young, like
Childhood friends.
like
yeah.
5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, up to those
Like elementary school.
elementary. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Elementary school. But in that high school phase, we weren't friends. We were
Yeah,
kind of
like you find your different people in life, and then
yeah.
like, especially if you go to different schools.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then
And your likes are different, different phases of life as
Yeah.
well.
And we had our differences, and so I think those differences, those unfortunate differences, allowed us to become best friends in the future. And that was not
Mhm.
what I had planned, but we had planned, and now they were my bridesmaids.
Aw.
And
Aw.
best friends forever.
Aw.
So if you have your differences with your friends, that's okay. Sometimes you need to give each other space,
Time.
let each other.
Mm-hmm. Let each
Grow.
other grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So never ever take it too personally, because you never know. Maybe that was their time for you at that time.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Always trusting in God's plan that, what He has planned for us is greater and better than what we can ever even imagine.
yeah.
Right? Like, who knew I would be here
Yeah.
after living in Southern
Yeah.
California for most of my life? I think we do have a couple more comments from Yvette, or a story you want to share, Yvette?
Yeah. So, speaking on quitting, my major that I did is not what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of people, out there that can relate to that. Like for me, like I graduated with culinary degree,
Oh, what?
but like, yeah,
Tell us that. This is new to us too.
That's why
but
she knows all the good food.
Okay, that explains it.
but after
Sorry,
working,
continue.
but after working in a really like high stress like environment and coming home at like ungodly hours of the night, it was just taking a mental toll where I said I need to figure out if this is the lifestyle that I want to live, or if I wanted to, be able to have a life outside of work and not have it be my entire personality.
Mm-hmm.
But to that point, I think that if I'd never quit like being a chef or being a cook or, opening up a restaurant, I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I'm able to do today and like actually be passionate about a career that I'm like growing. So yeah, quitting is not always bad.
Yeah.
Quitting's not
know.
always bad. Sometimes it's not the end. It's just a realignment for what God has in store for us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I mentioned before, God's plan is always greater than what we can ever imagine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, with Yvette's story of what she told is, how do you work for your goal without draining yourself? I think something that she mentioned is passion, right? Passion for and the love for what you do.
Yeah.
I think that's something important, because if you don't like what you're doing, then it's not really.
Yeah. What's the point? Right?
It's not really the point. You're sort of just running yourself into the ground.
Yeah.
So one of the things that came to mind with like the passion is, I think it's on one of our INCmedia cards. It's somewhere in one of my bags that I keep on me, so whenever I need to give it out, is that I'm probably going to butcher this. I'm just butchering all the quotes I remember. Is with everything that you do, with everything that you do it with all your heart and like do it with love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that way,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you put your love into it, then you'll sort of like really get into it. I think it's something that we can all sort of strive to do. Is so in that way, it'll help us get through what we're doing, what we're going through.
Because I think that's also how I feel. Because like I like to try and do everything, even though if like I know I'm not gonna be good at it, but at least I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna quit or anything. But then if I'm really not enjoying what I'm doing, then that's when I'll take that step back and like, okay, I guess I won't do it anymore. Like I love like playing sports. So like I play all the sports because I've tried every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes to swimming, I'm not really good at that. I mostly just drown.
Just float for survival.
Yeah, just doggy paddle.
Sorry, what was the question? I did have something in mind to say, but I just want to make sure I'm answering it right.
It's okay. What did you want to say?
I started thinking about choir. Choir's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so Lionel's actually in Anne Arundel with me in the choir, and everyone's very talented, and so we all have our strengths, and I feel like my strength is definitely like playing the organ. It's really fun, but then when it comes to singing, it's really difficult. So I have thought about like, oh man, I can't sing, so why should I keep singing? And so having that little like negativity actually kind of put a toll in my brain for a little bit. Choir was really hard, and it's a duty I truly, truly love. And so that really, the fact that I have so much passion in music, and the fact that there's so much positivity in the choir that I am part of, it really helps me think, okay, what can I do so that I can be like the ones around me? And so, like you said, having that heart and love for what you're doing really helps, and the people around you also help. So the fact that everyone is so positive,
Yeah.
and we're
always
all
supportive.
yes, and we're going towards the same goal.
Yeah, we all want everyone to do better, right?
Yes.
I think that goes for all of us, right? We want to see each other succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's teamwork.
Teamwork.
So
Yeah.
I don't. What was the question?
It's like how do you so you mentioned about being in choir is hard, right? Your strength is more playing the organ, but maybe not so much with singing. That's why there's like multiple functions within our churches. Like if you're not good at one thing but you're good at the other, maybe you can help out using your strengths, right? Using the skills that you've learned and all the talents and stuff. Is like how did you work towards your goal without feeling that drain?
Oh, just keep working on yourself.
Yeah.
And looking ahead at what you want to achieve. Just reminding yourself, what did you want to do? What did you want to achieve in the beginning or initially? Then I always keep that in mind. Then I just keep working on it and working on it, and ask help.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's help.
Yeah.
Both from those around you and from our Almighty God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of prayers. I'm
prayers.
working on it day and night. I look online. I look on like TikTok, Instagram. How do you sing better? It's really hard. And so some people would have that talent, some people don't. And it's okay because like I also my brain is also thinking about like a person who became a doctor so early in life. I remember I heard stories about them doing everything correctly because they passed all their classes, so they were able to graduate the whole 8 years all in time. But then when they got to that goal at the end, they're like, this is not what I wanted to do. I did this because
I thought it was gonna be good for me or something like that.
no, because of other people saying, oh, I want you to be a doctor.
Oh.
I want you to be a doctor. I want you to take care of me. So can you become a doctor? And sometimes you have to sit back and think about like what makes you happy too. So
yeah.
I think for me, what makes me happy is performing in my duties.
Yeah.
INCRadio. Yeah, it's sort of a passion also.
Yeah.
Like the whole like tech aspect is something that I'm very much into. And even hosting, right?
Yeah.
Being able to talk to people, being able to hear their stories,
Yeah.
right? As what we have done here on INC Radio. And meeting new people is always fun. Even though I call myself an introvert. It's something that, I'm really grateful for INC Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you all? Oh, I think there's comments.
I think we have some comments, Yvette.
To add on to our discussion, Ka Adrik Dulai says prayer is essential.
Essential.
Oh, yeah.
And to our discussion, Brother CJ says, this is so peak po.
Anything else? I was like, oh, okay.
We're like, is there
Yeah.
And it's not about how fast you get there, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about
the process?
as the process. It's all
Trusting
about
the
the
process.
process.
Yeah.
Trusting in
And-
God's timing.
Yeah.
Discipline. Going over all our old topics.
All right. So before we do wrap up, do you have any special greetings you'd like to give?
I like to give a greeting and shout out to my family again and my husband Marvin, who is always my greatest supporter other than my
Aw.
parents.
Thank you.
I'd like to give a shout out to my friends and family in New Jersey and also the ones in the Philippines who are still up at this late hour.
I want to give a shout out to my greatest support system. You know who you are. Shout out to my mom and my sister and all my friends in Temple Hills and even Anne Arundel.
Aww. Transfer.
Transfer.
All right.
Hey,
So
kidding.
I would like to give a special greeting to, again, also for me, my friends and my family, especially those here in the District of Washington, D.C., and also those in Orange County, California, my old INC Radio family. I love seeing them. We love to see each other succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also to my family there in Northern California and in the Philippines for all the support. Miss everyone. Hopefully see each other soon in whatever part of the world that we find ourselves in. Now, as we close out our show, can you believe we're almost done with our show?
No.
Oh, no. So, but that's not all, because we do have a message for our listeners that we may stumble, we may pause, but with God's help and with the strength that He has given us, we rise and we continue to press onward, and that is what makes us
Unstoppable.
There you go. But before we go, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to those who make it all possible. For their unstoppable support, we'd like to thank our INC Radio Washington, D.C. family for supporting our broadcast, especially to Brother Sidney R. Santos, our District Supervising Minister, Brother Richard Soterio, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Audric Dulai, our District CFO Overseer, Brother Tyler Warden, our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother Emmanuel Andaya, our Executive Producer, Brother Wally Tarai, our Station Manager, our dedicated INC Radio Kuya techs here and in the Philippines. We'd like to give a special thanks to Brother Angelo Aranio Vimanalo, our Deputy Executive Minister. We'd also like to give our special thanks to Brother Eduardo Vimanalo, our Executive Minister of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ, for allowing us to have programs like today's show here on INC Radio. Now, thank you all for tuning in. I think for our live chat, for joining us in our great discussion today.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all so much for tuning in and spending part of your day with us. If you like today's show, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss out on what's coming up next. Until then, catch us again next week right here on Unstoppable Purpose in Motion, presented by INC Radio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And remember, stay inspired, stay connected, and most of all, stay unstoppable. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.